Hey, this is Victor Antonio with another Victor Report just for you. Today I want to talk about how to be more effective when selling. Something simple that you can do, but it really requires a mindset. Now, I always believe in a point of view selling approach. What is a point of view selling approach? Where you take the customer's point of view. In other words, there's sympathy versus empathy, right? Sympathetic is I feel your pain. Empathy is I really feel your pain. The one example, a story I heard a long time ago to highlight the difference between sympathy and empathy was the following. Let's say you're standing on the deck of a boat, right? Minding your own business, looking at the sunset. And all of a sudden, some person walks along, comes along, stumbling, goes over to the banister, the railing, and begins to throw up over the side. And you look over and you go, wow, that must hurt. That's sympathy. Now, if you went over there and threw up with them, that's empathy. See the difference? In other words, when you empathize with somebody, you really feel their pain. And when it comes to selling, one of the things I've always tried to do is try to take the customer's point of view. In other words, what are they going through? What are some of the pressures they're under to perform? So in other words, if I'm trying to sell a service, in my case, sales training, so one of the things I try to do is just put myself in their position. Why would I want to buy sales training? What are some of my concerns, right? Put myself in their shoes. Look at it from their point of view. What are some of the obstacles they're going to face if they decide to do the training? What are some of the obstacles they'll have to overcome? What type of support do they have to get within an organization to get them to bring me in? So I try to think of all these things. So when I do my presentation, my one-on-one pitch, I really address how we can actually minimize some of those concerns. And that's what people are looking for. They're looking to trust you. They're looking for you to give them help. So when you look at your product or service today, instead of just memorizing the features, the benefits, the advantages, the gains, I get all that. You have to do that. Got it, right? But I think it's time to step to the other side of the sales table and begin to look at their point of view. Why would or why wouldn't they want to buy your product? What would stop them from buying your product? What are some of the internal struggles they have to deal with if they buy your product or service? What are some of the things they'll have to do if they buy your product or service? Now, if it's a one-off commodity, B2C simple sale, then really it's just about addressing some of the concerns they have about if they buy the product, will it work? Will it work for them? Okay, that's the easy one. But when you do B2B, business to business, and it's a large sale, it's beyond just the individual. Now, that person has to make a decision that will impact the rest of the company. In other words, that person's going to have to turn around and justify to their management why they made that choice. And it's your job as a salesperson to really give them the information to help them turn around and internally answer tough questions to their team. So in other words, if you're selling a product, focus on the product, feature, benefit, advantage, gain, got it, but also focus on the actual buyer. What are they thinking? What are some of the struggles they're going to have to deal with once they buy your product or service? And how can you help them, that person who's buying, turn around and answer tougher questions when they have to sell it up the organization or to their peers or colleagues or maybe even to their employees. Get the idea? So by stepping into their shoes, you begin to get their point of view. This will make you a better salesperson. Listen carefully to what I just said. This will make you a better salesperson. Stop focusing so much on the feature, benefit, advantage side and begin to think about your customers. Why or why not? Why would they buy? Why not? What stops them? What would make them go forward? Really get into their mind space, their point of view, and you will be a better salesperson. This is Victor Antonio with another episode of the Victor Report. We will see you tomorrow. Take care.